Hello, welcome back to my channel. So tonight I want to discuss with you the state of affairs of politics, where we're at, and that Alex Jones knows fully and has basically spelt it out that he feels Trump is fully compromised. And today, as of July 16th, 2025, Alex Jones said that Donald Trump is not the golden toad, and that the globalists have created something of somewhat of a monster. And Trump said today that if the people are still talking about Epstein and they're wondering about this Epstein guy, that they're no longer his supporters. So he's basically walking away from a good chunk of his MAGA base. And the way that he's gone about trying to write off and gaslight people about the Epstein files has totally backfired and is making the best case, again, for liberals and Democrats for the next election cycle. The left won't win it because they will have a good candidate or anything like that. The Republicans and the right will just naturally screw it up for themselves. And for a long time after. There was also a video of Theo Vaughn and JD, and he said that, yeah, they should really release those Epstein files. Yeah, we should really release those Epstein files soon. It's on Theo Vaughn's podcast. The war with Iran was against the promise of peace. But, okay, fine. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of backdoor stuff. Cool. People understand. Whatever. But then you say that Epstein, or Trump says that Epstein files are basically a hoax. Now it's like, okay, so that's not happening. And, without getting into too crazy territory, let's not talk about the debt. That's way too weird to talk about the debt. But the war with Ukraine didn't wind up done in 24 hours as promised. So there's a lot of promises that simply haven't come into fruition yet. And what's happening right now is the people are realizing that the establishment is completely subverted, is completely running their own program, doing their own thing, and it seems like they're working for someone else or something else or someplace else. And I feel like now the lid has been blown off, and this is one of those cats that'll be very hard to get back in the bag. Hot take, you heard it here first. People are done with boomers. Trump is the last leader that'll be a boomer. Why? Because the reason people liked Trump was that he's greasy, he does deals, there's some shadiness, there's this, there's that, okay, whatever. But he's gonna go there and he's gonna grab him by the collar and push him up against the wall and says it's 5%, and he's a gangster and he gets shit done, and he's not a politician. But in reality, he is the establishment. So now, why would you ever need to send in an old senior citizen? Because it seems like all the boomers are completely out of touch. So the Spider-Man or the Superman movie came out, and Ben Shapiro is totally lying to the people, saying that it's about Ukraine and Russia. Okay. You have Patrick Bet-David, and on there they basically say that people who care about the files are brokies and losers. Okay. Like that isn't propaganda. Like that isn't pure, blatant propaganda. That, let's have a normal conversation over here, and then here's the mic, run the propaganda. Now we can return back to the proper conversation. So there's too much going on right now where people don't know who the master is serving. And it's just that simple. This isn't that complicated. It's so easy, black and white, that people don't know who's in charge. And the boomers, they believed shit. Millennials have totally zoned out. But the Zoomers, they're different. They're voting for Zoran Mamdani. They're tired of that same old. And all that old school gangster shit, that's got to go too. We're in 2025 now. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. And thank you for all the comments.